Pretty heated on the Hill on this issue. Republican senators grilling Attorney General Eric Holder about the IRS targeting investigation. It has now been 8 months since that scandal broke, and the GOP lawmakers are demanding to know what, if anything, the Obama administration has actually done to get to the bottom of it.
Many people have been actually talked to, the victims themselves, by anybody in the Justice Department.
Yeah, this is an ongoing matter, and I'm not necessarily sure I want to get into the specifics of what we have done.
Well, if the answer were none, that would be stunning, wouldn't it?
280 days have passed, and many, if not all, of the victims have not even been interviewed.
This is chilling, and it should be unacceptable in the United States of America.
I find it astonishing that the Department of Justice appointed a major Obama donor to head this investigation.
I am not going to discuss what we have done in an ongoing investigation.
I'm glad that someone outside the Nixon administration eventually looked at Watergate. And I'm not saying this is Watergate. I'm saying on its face, it's not a good moment.
Strong words there, huh? Congressman Trey Gowdy joins me now. Congressman, good evening. Good to have you here tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the Attorney General got a really blistering round of questions there, but they really didn't get an answer in terms of what has happened, who's been investigated. And it raises so many questions because the president clearly said that he thought this was reprehensible, this behavior from the IRS in terms of targeting, and that he would get to the bottom of it. He wanted to know who was responsible. What's going on?
Well, before I criticize the Attorney General, I want to compliment him, Martha, for seeking the death penalty in the Boston Marathon bombing case. He was right to do that. Now that I have that out of the way, the Attorney General should appoint special counsel. This is an extraordinary case. I hope it's extraordinary. I hope it is extraordinary anytime government targets people based on their political ideologies. And the special counsel statute says that he can appoint special counsel in extraordinary cases where it benefits the public interest. And the public, by a percentage of 70, thinks a special prosecutor ought to be appointed in this case. What do we know so far? Well, if the media leaks can be believed, they don't anticipate any criminal charges. They can't tell us who's been interviewed, what victims. And we know that the lead prosecutor is one of the most politically active prosecutors I've ever heard of. Those three things don't bode well for this investigation. You
know, it surprises me, though, even if you have, sort of the worst interpretation of this whole situation, why wouldn't you, to go through the process and to say that you have gone through the process, bring these people in, and we know, one attorney who's representing a number of these groups, and none of his clients have been contacted. Why wouldn't you bring them in and hear them out at least?
Well, you have to if you want to do your job. You have to interview all the witnesses, those that support whatever your theory of the case is. Look, I did it for 16 years. You interview everyone who has access to information. What the Attorney General ought to do, Martha, is this. There are plenty of prosecutors in Congress on both sides of the aisle. At a minimum, in a secure classified setting where nobody's going to discuss what you tell us, update us on this investigation. This is not your garden variety armed robbery case. This is a targeting based on political ideology.
You know what they're saying? They're saying, look, it's been looked into. It was an unfortunate thing. These were underlings that carried this out. They were politically targeting groups basically to make their paperwork easier so they could put somebody in this pile and that pile. And they're saying, just keep walking. There's nothing there. So that's why it would appear that they feel, it's one thing to just say the investigation's ongoing and, you people just all need to move on. But it doesn't feel like anything's happening here at all.
Well, unfortunately for whoever believes that, there are 5 criminal statutes at play. And if the facts are as you just recited them, I can think of one criminal statute that they did violate. You cannot target people based on political ideology. That's a crime. It's not just bad manners. It's a crime. So I don't think the investigation has concluded. I just think it's going at a very slow rate. And if you're putting people who have maxed out to the president as the lead prosecutor, no one is going to have confidence in the outcome of this investigation. So I would tell the Attorney General, update Ted Cruz and Lindsey Graham and Jason Chaffetz and whomever else in a classified setting. Assure us that you have not dropped the ball on this investigation.
Yep. And you refer to Ms. Bosserman, who was a donator to the Obama campaign, who's the lead on this. And he says she's involved in this. So there's some question about that. Congressman, thank you very much.